What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. You got to excuse the chirping. I just fed my frog some crickets and they're not eating them, so it's going to sound like nature in here while I do this video. I humbly apologize. But today we'll call Learn Your Fate Friday. And this happened yesterday out here in Houston, where this guy up here that you see with his wife, Jermaine Thomas, his wife's name is Tiffany Thomas. He's 42 years old. She's 35 years old. Now, she has yet to be sentenced or in court. She'll be sentenced later on this year, but he learned his fate yesterday in court. They're from Spring, Texas, and both of them were charged with capital murder in 2022 for the death of this little boy here, who's their adopted son. This little boy's name is Troy Kohler. May he eternally rest in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, this 7-year-old little boy never really had a chance at life. And these people that adopted him had a chance to do a 180 on his life for the better, and they didn't. They didn't protect him. And the story behind how this little boy met an untimely demise is beyond belief by people that are supposed to be caregivers and people that guide you through life as a child from a standpoint of an adult, a caring, loving adult. Before we go into this, let's go back to when the story originally aired, and I'll show you the news article from 2022. Take a look at this. This is absolutely heartbreaking, and I'll come back with commentary. Look.
Protective Services report gives us more insight into the life of a 7-year-old boy found dead inside a washing machine at his family's home. Troy Kohler's adoptive parents are now charged in connection with his death. This heartbreaking case all unfolded back in July. Sherman Chow joins us now. Sherman, what exactly does the report show?
It shows a disturbing story of this young boy's life, that the adoptive parents who were supposed to rescue him may have abused him as well. Jermaine and Tiffany Thomas exchanged terrifying texts about their son. "I'm going to put him in the stove and turn it on." And that was before they reported Troy missing, and his body was found inside the family washing machine. The Texas Department of Family Protective Services releasing its report today, showing in 2015, when Troy was born, his birth mother admitted to abusing drugs during the pregnancy, then physically abusing the baby. Troy was born with drugs in his system and had withdrawal symptoms. DFPS removed Troy and he was adopted. The next interaction wouldn't be until January of this year. School employees notified CPS the boy had bruises around the eyes, a burn on his back. Troy and his adoptive parents blamed accidents, other children. DFPS found that the risk assessment was considered to be low. Then 2 months later in March, CPS called again. Troy had bruises, scratches, and a fingernail mark on his face. Troy blamed falls and a cousin. DFPS found that the risk assessment now was moderate. Then in July, a few months later, deputies found Troy in the washing machine. His body was badly bruised, welt marks on his back, and water in his lungs. DFPS ruling that the father failed to provide supervision and protection. Now, Harris County homicide detectives believe that Jermaine Thomas held his son's head underwater and beat him, then hid the child's body in the family washing machine. Other evidence indicates that the machine had not been turned on. Jermaine Thomas is charged with murder. His bond is set at $2 million. Tiffany Thomas is charged with injury to a child by omission. Her bond is set at $250,000.
New tonight, a Harris County jury just sentenced a man to 50 years in prison for murdering his adopted son. We first started covering this tragic story 3 years ago, when the body of 7-year-old Troy Kohler was found inside a washing machine in the family's North Harris County home. Aniele Ruiz is hearing from those who spoke on Troy's behalf in court today. Aniele.
Well, Troy's first grade teacher stood in front of court today to face the man, she says, the man charged in killing her student. The boy she recalls as being her loved one, as being one of her own.
And a child shall lead them. That verse has never felt more real
In a Harris County courtroom, Cheryl Reed stood face to face with a man convicted of killing her student, 7-year-old Troy Kohler.
He was like a son that I never had. I love that little boy.
Troy was found dead inside a washing machine in 2022. Investigators say his adoptive father, Jermaine Thomas, drowned him and struck him with an object.
That doesn't make sense to me. That's heartless, it's cruel.
But today, as a sentence came down, Cheryl stood strong for Troy.
Why was it important for you to participate in this?
Speak for Troy since he couldn't speak for himself, and to advocate for Troy, and so that people would understand that he wasn't just a 7-year-old boy found in a washing machine.
She remembers a boy full of life with a love for Sonic the Hedgehog and a heart for others.
He was a big ball of energy. He loved to read, he loved to play, he loved to help others.
As she read this statement, she says she looked Jermaine Thomas in the eye.
What was his reaction?
He didn't have tears. He did give me some eye contact.
Now sentenced to 50 years in prison, she says Thomas will carry what he did for the rest of his life. But what she hopes the most,
I want him to think about Troy every single day for the rest of his life.
now Troy's adoptive mother is expected to appear in court here in September. Troy's teacher says she'll be here again if she's asked by officials. She also says she plans to start a foundation to honor Troy to help other children who might be facing similar situations. Reporting live in downtown Houston, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11.
Okay, you seen that. They gave this dude 50 years for what he did to this boy. And in my opinion, that ain't enough. This little boy, Troy, will never get real justice. According to the guidelines of, the United States and how they do the court system. I would change all that shit. Seriously. Look at that little boy. Look how happy he is. Teacher came to school and spoke for him. Gave him a voice where he's no longer here to speak for himself. I want you to think about that. Somebody not involved with the case took time out of their schedule to come down to a courthouse and speak on behalf of a dead baby. 7 years old, y'all. He's 7 years old. Don't know nothing about nothing. I'm more than sure there were a lot of people that would have loved to have little Troy. Where you got these pieces of shit up here. These demons that took the responsibility by adopting him, going through all of that paperwork and all of that red tape, only to bring this kid into their home and treat him like shit. Like shit. It's unacceptable. I'm serious. It's like these children out here now are just things. And they use them till they use them up. Once they get tired of them, they discard them. Sometimes like trash or sometimes like dirty laundry. He was found in a washing machine, bloodied. Bloodied. Here's an article when this thing first kicked off from 2022. I'm going to read this to you. Give me some time. This has some stuff in I think you really want to hear. It reads as follows. This is from CBS Austin. A man and woman in Texas have been reportedly arrested after the body of their adopted 7-year-old son was discovered stuffed into a washing machine in their home. Troy Kohler went missing in July, just weeks after his 7th birthday, according to KTRK News. His body was found after his disappearance, and on Tuesday, 4 months after the discovery, Kohler's adopted parents were reportedly arrested. So they were arrested 4 months after he was reported missing. The father's the one that said he was missing. You see the MO? These parents do stuff to these kids. They report them missing, and then they're found in the most obvious places in the house. Jermaine and Tiffany Thomas, these fucktards here, both face charges in a young boy's death, according to authorities. Jermaine, age 42, has been charged with capital murder, while Tiffany, 35, only faces injury to a child by omission, according to Harris County Sheriff's Office. So basically, the man is the one that killed him. She knew about it, you know what I'm saying, and didn't say nothing. Detectives responded to the Thomas's home on July 28th after Kohler was reported missing, according to KRIV News. Authorities reportedly investigated the home using drone surveillance and canine assistance for over an hour. One deputy who was investigating the scene at the time opened a top-loading washing machine in the home's utility room, where reports say that that's where he was discovered, the young boy's body. The boy's death was later ruled a homicide, and it is not believed the washer was running while he was inside it. However, the body did have bruises and injuries all over it when discovered. Texas Child Protective Services officials confirmed Kohler was a foster child, according to the news, which added that CPS also revealed the 7-year-old was adopted into the Thomas family in 2019. So from 2019 to 2022, 3 years, this boy was with these people. Court documents show that an investigation revealed CPS had already initiated 2 investigations into the family after being alerted by school authorities. Both investigations were reportedly related to apparent physical abuse of Kohler, which included facial bruising. Also during the investigation, listen to this, authorities reviewed text messages shared between the couple that reportedly indicated the adoptive parents held animosity towards the young boy. Look at this is one of the text messages, and I quote, "I need to get the locks," Jermaine allegedly told Tiffany over text, according to KRIV News. "I'm going to end up killing him. You're going to come home and he's going to be hanging from the fucking tree outside." This is what the man wrote. "Fuck that. I'm not doing this shit for his birthday," Tiffany reportedly said in a text. "I'm so sick of this boy. Like, I'm really tired of him and don't want him in this house no more." The couple was also furious with Kohler, a 7-year-old, at one point in time for eating their snacks. Jermaine Thomas's bond was set at $2 million. This is 3 years ago. Tiffany's bond was set at $150,000. They shouldn't have no bond according to court documents. Now, this is what happened when you have grown-ass children raising children. You mad because they ate your snack. He ate your snacks. Hell, his little ass was saving your fucking life, fat ass. He was saving your life. Kids eat stuff. Snacks are for kids. It's an option for grown-ups. I don't even know what to say about that. But you see this a lot. He drowned the boy somewhere, most likely in a bathtub, while beating him in the head with an object. How much hate do you have? There's always option. If you have a kid you don't want no more, you can return the child back to the same adoptive agency you got him from. Not to the damn essence. You don't return them to the essence. Who the fuck you think you are? This is what's going on out here. People use these kids till they use them up. We've done stories where people have had kids get some type of monetary or state assistance from them. The kid wind up getting killed by them. They still sit there and collect that damn information, that money and stuff. Or they'll kill kids by locking the refrigerator and starving them, or putting the food in their room so the kids can't eat. Got to run outside and dig out the trash. Neighbors seeing them. The cruelty that human beings show each other nowadays is unparalleled with anything. And how they do kids nowadays, it's even worse than that. He's 7 years old. He couldn't survive on his own. This little boy didn't pick y'all to adopt him. Y'all chose to do that for some reason. How many times did you beat him in that 3-year period? How many times did you crush his spirit? How many times did you demoralize him or dehumanize him with your words? How many times did you beat him like you hate him? How many times did you tell him the lie about what happened to him after he still psychologically can't get past the vicious, brutal punishments and beatings that you put on him? When people asked him what happened for them to help him, you had him lie and blame it on other people or himself for the accidents and injuries on him sustained by you motherfuckers. And nothing happened. This is the problem I have. My thing is this. A lot of times it's not the action that a person does in the crime, but the reasoning behind the action. You're teaching this little boy to lie, and you're teaching him to be violent, whether you realize it or not. Because I'm going to tell you something. Hurt people hurt people. And a lot of times we parent the way we were parented. It's a damn shame this little boy had to sit up there and lie to people that he probably knew he could help him. But he was so in terror by these two people right here that he would say anything not to get beat no more. So I'm gonna tell you something. This guy's 40, he was 42 then, so he's 45 now. He got 50 years. So he'd be 95 when he get out. Some people will say that's a death sentence. Life in prison is still life. He'll still get to eat his favorite snacks. Still get to politic. She'll still get to breathe at night when she's sleeping with a CPAP machine. But life in prison is still life. So it doesn't balance on the scales of justice where this little boy has none. This makes no sense to me. They honestly need to change the laws, because nowadays these demons that are doing this, these crimes are becoming more and more and more prevalent, no matter what the punishment is. So change the punishment. He looked like he was a bright little boy. He was born from a mother that was on drugs and stuff. At least she did the right thing and put him up for adoption. She didn't kill him. Y'all did that shit. And for that, death should be the penalty. May Troy Kohler rest in peace. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's some dark energy right there. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Show them the fucking flowers and stop fucking around in the justice system.